Today, we're going to talk about a very juicy topic, which is the 3 reasons why you are not making sales. There are many reasons, but I'm going to narrow it down to these top 3 reasons, in my opinion. So let's get right into it, okay? The very first reason is pretty obvious, which is nobody even know your business exists. So how can they pay you when they can't find you because they don't even know you exist? What do I mean by that? If you think that just having a website or posting a few times a week inconsistently is going to let people know that, hey, I'm in business, buy from me, then that's probably the reason why, or one of the reasons why you're not making sales. If they can't find you, they can't pay you. Know that your website is your digital storefront, okay? But it's digital. Nobody knows you exist unless somebody tells them that, hey, there's this business called ABC, and go onto their website to go check them out, right? Somebody has to advertise that about your digital storefront. And if you have a social media and you're thinking, but I'm posting on social media and I see that there are people liking it and it reach how many people, just know that in order to make sales, you need to reach a lot of people, especially on the online space where you're competing with a lot of other people. So know that your social media is more for visibility than anything else. And then they got to go somewhere to find out more about you, unless whatever you're posting on your social media is so enticing that they will just buy on the spot. But if you have not been doing your job in terms of creating a digital storefront, which is your website, let's just say it this way, website, or you have not been posting on social media, regardless whether it's LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, you have not been doing any form of advertising, or you have not been consistent in doing your advertising. Therefore, the number of people who know that you exist or you have something to sell is very, very, very small. And if you expect sales from a very, 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 very small percentage of people who even know you exist, then don't hold your breath, because you die from no oxygen, unfortunately. Okay? So how do we counteract this situation? You need to have consistent marketing, and you have to find the type of marketing that suits your personality. Inside my Events for Anyone Facebook group, EVENTS number 4 Anyone Facebook group, I actually covered a tutorial that talk about what type of marketing style should you adopt in order to have consistent marketing. I talk about evaluating your resources, okay? Whether do you have time or do you have money, and also your personality. So you need to look at, do you have time or do you have money? And also, what is your personality type in order to find a consistent marketing strategy that you're constantly telling people that you have something to sell. Remember, if they can't find you, they can't pay you, okay? That's reason number 1. Reason number 2, you're selling to the wrong people, okay? What do I mean by that? That means you're selling a service or product to the people who may not or do not want your service or product. May not want, do not want, or cannot afford, put it this way, okay? So when I say may not want, that means they may not want it now. So in order to have an immediate sale, there needs to be a few things in motion, okay? There needs to be an urgency to want to buy. Why do they need it now? Maybe it's a good deal. Maybe there's a FOMO going on that they don't want to miss out a good deal. That's why they buy it now, even though they do not need it until later. Or there's an immediate need for it now, all right? So in order to close the gap of urgency to purchase, normally it comes with some form of a good deal or a reason why you should buy it now. So if you're selling the product to the wrong people because they may not see that they need it now, and you do not have any form of a strategy to entice them to buy it now. And they also do not see that whatever you're selling is whatever they want to buy. So whatever you're selling does not appeal to them at all, or they cannot afford you, or your price is too high. So they may want your service, they may want it now, but your pricing is wrong. So let me give you an example. Okay, selling the wrong service to the selling the wrong service, selling the service to the wrong people. Assume that you want to attract high-paying clients. Okay, you say that you do luxury weddings. Okay, that means you do very elaborate weddings. You charge $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for your event design, event planning, or wedding planning, wedding design fees. That is your clientele. All right. Your service is to design exquisite luxury wedding, and you plan luxury wedding. Let's just say you're a wedding planner. All right. So your avatar or your target audience, okay, is people. It will be people who want a luxury wedding and who can afford a luxury wedding, right? So you know what you want to sell. You have your very defined service, but you're selling to the wrong people when wherever you're marketing your services, you are not marketing to the right people. And I see it happen all the time. And it's so obvious, right? It's so obvious that how could I be marketing to the wrong people? I know exactly who I want to market to, but this mistake happens to everyone, including myself, all right? That you are in, let's say, on social media. You're in a Facebook group. And this Facebook group is #engage2024, put it this way. And it's not very obvious what type of people are inside the Facebook group. And that Facebook group could be a combination of vendors and brides, okay, who just got engaged in 2024. Now, you need to pay attention to the type of questions being asked by the brides and the type of response that the vendors or the people are responding to the question to determine if your avatar is there, your ideal client is there. Because it did not say or did not state, it wasn't stated very obviously on the Facebook group. Like some groups, it will say DIY brides. You do not want to be in a DIY bride group, okay? The DIY, that means they don't want to spend money. So you shouldn't be in a DIY group. But if you're in a circle or a community that is not so obvious, like #engage 2024, you have no idea. So you need to pay attention to the questions being asked and the answers given to see if the type of people in there are those people who want and can afford a luxury wedding. If somebody is asking, where can I buy fake flowers for my hand bouquet or for my VIP tables, or how much does it cost to do a sweetheart table or this type of draping, and then somebody give a price and you know that this price is outrageously low, that means the people hanging out in there, all right, or somebody gave a price and then the bride said, wow, that is too expensive. And the price given could be a high-end draping company that's aligned with your brand, and that's how much they charge, because they also don't know, right, whether this Facebook group is with low-end people or budget people or high-end people, right? So they quoted the price, and then the response given by the brides who were reading this and the vendors who were, oh, this is too expensive, this is out of my budget. You need to leave that group immediately because you're spending time and energy marketing your services to the wrong people, okay? So you need to go find a community where people are willing to spend. So what do I do in this case? I make sure that I have very, very good connections with high-end venues and high-end vendors, okay? So I make sure that on social media and also in person, let's say in person, I look at all the venues in my vicinity that charge a very high F&B minimum, okay? And it's a very high-end brand. Can be an independent venue that is very beautiful, very in high demand, all right? And has a reputation of being very expensive, or a very high-end hotel, okay? So we're not talking about 3-star and below. We're talking about 5-star hotels only. So you want to align yourself with brands like that. And on the online world, on the online world, you want to follow this type of brands. You want to look at the venues in your vicinity. If you're not doing destination wedding, you're just doing weddings 20 miles from your office or from where you live. Start researching these venues and vendors who's within 20 miles from you, and they have very high-end products and services, and you want to see who's following them, because these are the people who most likely are your avatar. You and the venue and the vendor are all are all targeting the same type of people. So now you are refining your channel to target these people. So you're no longer in the wrong community. You're in the right path to find the right people to market your service that they can afford and they want. Okay? So the second reason is you're marketing to the wrong people. All right, you have your service, but you're marketing to the wrong people. The third possible reason why you're not making sales, it could be you're selling the wrong service. Okay, so now you have the right people listening to you, but you're selling the wrong service. Okay, what do I mean by that? This happens very often when you are, let's say, your skill is in balloon sculpting, okay? Balloon installation. You make very elaborate balloon designs, all right? Or your skill level is you are a florist, all right? You're known for that. So you have been doing all this marketing about your floral arrangements or your balloon installation, right? You've been marketing that. And then you see the trend of very elaborate draping, okay? You see this trend coming up and you'll be like, you know what? I should be selling those services too. But you don't have the skill set, or you have not invested enough time to learn the skill set to talk intelligently about it, all right? But you do your marketing. That you say, now you have included draping services as part of your services, okay? Now, in this case, then you are talking about your services. People are hearing about your services, and then they come to you and they say that, oh, I'm planning a party and I would want to have draping services. Okay? Now, know that you are not very skilled in draping. All right? Your bread and butter is floral and also balloon installation. Okay? So what happens in the conversation is you start asking, like, okay, you want draping services. What about other things? What about floral? Do you want floral? Do you want balloon installation? Now, your potential client may think about it and says, yeah, I think that's a good idea. But that is not their primary need. When you're in a sales conversation, it's great to upsell, but you must satisfy the primary need first. The primary need is they want draping services. But if that is not your core services compared to making floral arrangements and balloon installation, you will have less conviction, less enthusiasm, and less confidence in selling that core service that your lead is asking for. Okay? So because you are less confident talking about that, therefore, you spend a lot more time trying to sell this potential client the services that you are very confident in delivering. This is a very subtle awareness This is a very subtle mistake, okay? A very subtle mistake that I see many business owners do, and it's not just in the events field. It happens in any field. And they do not know that they are making this mistake because in their mind, they are thinking that they not only need this main service, but they will also need these other two services. So let me sell them these two other services, then I deal with the main services later. But I will tell you, as a buyer, they will want to have their main service need fulfilled first, and then they will free up the brain space to listen to you, to tell them about the other auxiliary services or upselling services you can do. So if you don't pay attention or put emphasis in selling that main service, in this case, draping, which is not your core service, which is one of the auxiliary services that you decide to add to your menu of services because you don't want to miss the bandwagon or the trend of offering this service, because you're thinking, you know what, it's like a switch and bait, bait and switch, like let me bait them with, oh, I know how to do draping. And then when they come on a call, all you talk about is floral and balloon installation. So pay attention next time when you're talking to your potential client. Did you make that mistake? Okay. And another example that I'm going to give to you may not be related to a car. It may not be related to events, but pay attention next time when this happens. Okay. When you go buy a car and you're looking for a car for you, you're looking for a car that has very good fuel consumption mileage, okay, very good mileage that consume very, very little gas and can go a long way. That's your main need, okay? When you go look for a car. So you go into the showroom and you told the salesperson, like, hey, I'm looking for a car that can get me very good mileage. And at that point in time, this salesperson has a promotion going on that if you buy a car, okay, we're going to throw in we're going to give you some upgraded features such as Sirius radio station, such as leather seats, such as you can upgrade your car to have a sunroof without paying extra. And also you can have what other upgrades? Free car wash for 1 whole year. Okay. So the car salesman is armed with all these extra perks. So when you go into the showroom and you say, I'm looking for a car with very good mileage, and immediately he says, but these perks, okay, these perks only is applicable if you buy a certain car model. And this car model does not have very good mileage, okay? But this salesperson listen to you and say that, oh, you want to find a car that has very good mileage. Okay, I heard you. But I want you to know, if you were to buy a car today or to lease a car today, we have all these 4 perks going on. You get free radio station, you get free car wash, you get free upgrade to have a sunroof, and you also get free leather seats. So let me show you this car. The salesperson acknowledge what is the main need that the client is looking for, but he buried the needs by telling the client, the potential client, that I have all these benefits going on. Why don't you go check out something else? Now, sometimes it works, but 99.9% it doesn't. So when you are selling, okay, you need to make sure that this person comes to you with a specific need, a very specific need. If the service that you're selling is not the core service that is going to address the specific needs that your potential client is looking for, you are selling the wrong service to the person. Okay, you're selling the wrong service to the person because you're trying to upsell them the balloon installation and the floral arrangements, but you spend very little time on their core needs, which is the draping. Okay, will you get the sale? Perhaps, but it's easier to upsell when you find out what is the core needs. Okay, when I do corporate events, I always ask my potential clients, what is the one thing that you need help with that is going to determine the success of this event? And they will tell me that I need help with managing the event budget, or I need help with pricing the tickets correctly so that I make money upfront. That is my main goal. Pricing the ticket correctly so I make money upfront. Now, there are different ways for her to make money upfront for her ticketed event, which is my niche, to plan ticketed events. But in this case, right, I am going to focus on something that is so clear-cut that she can connect directly. So the different ways that she can make money upfront for her ticketed events is you could make sure that you contract, you negotiate a very good contract with your venue and your vendors. That's a given, right? But for her, it's dollars and cents. I need to make sure that I price the ticket correctly. So I need to address immediately what is the ticket price. So I need to talk about, in the whole conversation, I need to talk about ticket price, ticket price, ticket price, not about contract negotiation, vendor negotiation, okay? I will talk about ticket price all day long. Like, okay, what do you mean? What do you, like in your mind, is the right ticket price? How much do you think your audience will pay for this ticket price? What do you think they should get by paying this price that you feel is the right ticket price and the experience that goes with it? That's what I'm going to be focusing on that, okay? But if that is not my strength is contract negotiation. I don't help clients in determining ticket price, even though I have some knowledge. Now, I'm just giving you an example, but in reality, I do it all and I do it all very, very well. But I'm giving you an example. If let's say you are an event planner, you don't know how to price ticket price, but you know how to negotiate a contract, you know how to manage a budget. So you're thinking, oh, if I know how to manage a budget, I know how to negotiate a good contract, then I know how much the event costs. And then we can decide how to price the ticket. So in this case, you may make the mistake by talking about, oh, we can price the ticket correctly if we negotiate a very good contract, if we manage the budget correctly. But you have not addressed the strategy of how should you price your ticket correctly, because you don't have the experience or the exact know-how compared to someone like me who has the in-depth knowledge. So you're selling the surface. You're not really attacking the core issue that the client needs help with, okay? So this third one, selling the wrong service, is a very subtle mistake that many entrepreneurs make. And the only way to know whether are you making this mistake is to record your own sales call. Okay, record your sales call and then go back and watch it. I do that all the time. Every time I speak to a potential client, I record the Zoom session. And then I go back and I watch my reaction. I watch my facial expression. I listen to my tone of voice, and I listen to the things that I say. If, let's say, I close that sale, I learn what did I do right from that sales call to close that sale. If I didn't close the sale, I watch it and determine what could be the possibility that I did not close that sale. I'm able to audit myself because I have gone through very rigorous sales training, doing cold call sales, and also paying a sales coach over, 25K to teach me how to do that. But if you are not in that position to do that, if you're not in a position to do that, to pay this much or do not have the experience to do, to audit your sales call, right? Then there are different ways to learn. And one of the easiest way to learn is to actually join my Facebook group, Events for Anyone, EVENTS, number 4, anyone. And inside the Facebook group, there is a module that's called Slaying Sales. And the Facebook group is free, by the way. It's called Slaying Sales. And go in there, watch those videos that I have put together, and ask questions in the Facebook group, and I will respond to you. If you want more hands-on help, then you can join our live community where we actually have co-working sessions that we address questions like this, and we co-work to do CEO work in terms of sales and marketing, finances, legalities, to make sure that the business is running how it's supposed to be ran. So join my Facebook group. If you want more hands-on help, you can always join the live community. You can get all this information inside the show notes. All right, that's it for today. Quick summary, 3 reasons why you're not making sales. Again, there's many other reasons, but I just pinpoint down to 3. Number 1, if they can't find you, they can't pay you. That means you're not doing enough marketing efforts to tell people you're actually in business. Okay. Number 2, you're selling your service to the wrong people. You're selling to people who may not want your services, who do not need your services, and who cannot afford your services. Point number 3, you're selling the wrong service. You got the right people, but you're selling the wrong service. If you're selling the wrong service, you will not have any conviction in your sales. You do not speak intelligently and confidently, and your potential client can feel it. And you're also not addressing their core needs. You're only addressing their auxiliary needs. And sometimes your potential client may feel that it's a waste of time talking to you. So in order to upsell, you must first satisfy their core needs. Then you upsell your other services that you can very confidently speak about. Okay? All right, that's it for today. And I look forward to chatting with you again next week.